Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave weekly update for the S&P 500 being recorded on Saturday evening, October the 19th, 2024. I am going to start here on the SPX chart, and I'm on the 3-year weekly chart. And this is the largest that I get when I'm dealing with the S&P right now in its current cycle, which is that it's moving higher off of the October 2022 low, which was the completion point for a primary fourth wave that puts us in a primary fifth wave, which we're continuing to unfold within. And what the primary fifth wave will be comprised of are 5 waves of intermediate degree. Primary degree is in green, intermediate degree is in yellow. I color coordinate the fib levels. So as we're looking up and we're going higher and we're realizing where we're getting into some resistance point, that I want to associate that with what it could be completing. So we've had this marked for some time now, that 3.618 would be where intermediate wave 3 was 3.618 times the length of intermediate wave 1. And that level, and now we're watching as we slowly build up to that level. And so we're refining what we're doing inside, and again, adding fibs and seeing where clusters come in, since I'm now looking for the completion point of that intermediate third wave. Why? Because now if I go into my minor degree, right? So within intermediate wave 3, there are 5 waves of minor degree, and we're in the, I would say, the second third, or the finishing third for the minor fifth wave. So we're looking for 5. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4 complete. We remain within minor wave 5. Within minor 5, and I'll go down now to the daily chart. We have we're looking for the completion of 5 waves of minute degree, of which 1 and 2 are complete. 3, think we still got one more high to go, and I'll break that down as we get down to the hourly chart and lower so that we can see inside here. And then we'll put all these fibs together to see that it continues to suggest that the minute third wave, which is what we're looking at, probably is going to get above, it's going to get maybe 59.36 to 59.40. And then that kind of takes us closer to that level, which is up around 50, 59.75. That's intermediate degree. But if we're finishing this minute third, then I'm looking for a minute fourth wave. And that minute fourth wave should come in approximately within the area of the minuet fourth, which is back down to here. So minute 4 brings us back down. We have a minute fifth wave back up, and then it likely can find resistance at 59.70 to 6,000. And likely we can go up towards 6,040, 6,050. As the market goes up, gets above there, celebration, hallelujah. And then suddenly, oh, we finished intermediate wave 3, boom, down. So we go into an intermediate fourth wave, which, by the way, as Elliott writes and tells us, a fourth wave in motion will usually find its terminus, its end point, within the fourth wave of one lesser degree. That brings us back to the primary 4, which just happens to have bottomed at the August 5th lows. So when we're done with intermediate wave 3, which we're now looking somewhere around, from 59.70 all the way up to 60.50 in that zone. And we'll refine that zone a little bit more as we continue to play out within the minute degree. We get the minute 4 in, and then we'll be looking, we can connect 1 to 4, and we'll just go. That one is not the one that we're doing. So that's got to come off. So it's 1 to 2. That gives us our third, and this is 100%. And then we come down in a minute wave 4, and then we'll be looking for the finishing move to, in minute 5 to complete minor wave 5, and we can go back out quickly just to that 3-hour chart. Minor wave 5, intermediate wave 3. Come back down, intermediate wave 4. We do an intermediate fifth wave up, and I think we'd absolutely can start to come into these levels up in here. These would be readjusted because it won't be intermediate wave 3, it'd be intermediate wave 5. So we'll redraw for that degree, as we will for the minor degree. We'll be redrawing, but you can see that how easily the market can, on a fib basis, start to flow further above all these levels, and then these levels all come back into play, 62, 64, and that would be in the finishing stages of the primary fifth wave. And again, what's going to propel the market to get up there? Well, right now we're seeing earnings and the potential. The Fed still has a couple of meetings now. I'm not really thinking that, at least via the bonds, that they're really telling us, oh, expect more, expect more, expect more. We may get, but I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular. Certainly, I don't think it'll be over 50 basis points. So again, but outside of all this, we have year-end posturing. And that's where funds and fund managers and asset managers, they decide what they want to keep, what they might want to jettison, where they're taking profit on, where they, et cetera. They balance out what they need to do by year end to make their reports, and then we start the new year. Now, all of that said, the seasonal charts continue to suggest that the month of November and the first half of December should be quite good. So in other words, it's showing strong upside potential for the equity markets. And that's not saying every last stock, but it does say if we break down these indexes, who are the movers within the index, and we'd be expecting them to posture in and out and go back and forth as things get settled for the end of the year. So again, I think we could end up year end, maybe I think that by year end, we definitely should be done with intermediate wave 3 and be involved in intermediate fourth wave. But we've yet to see the strength that would continue to push this in terms of taking it up to these upper levels. And we busting through where we are. We can do it. Trust me, even within this minor fifth wave. This third wave, it could extend and get itself above 6,000 now. This does not, this is just actually a level. If it gets broken significantly with enough thrust power, that's the next level, 63.50, 63.40, 63.50, up in there. We have the ability, 2.618 for minor wave 5 is 62.50. So again, when we start to get closer in here, it's because we're taking it down out of that weekly chart, which gives you those sky high numbers. And we're down now, going to bring it down to a 4-hour chart and pull it down. And you'll see, well, we have this level, and then we get a little bit of a black hole. So it's going to take quite the push. So that's why I'm thinking intermediate wave 5 versus intermediate wave 3 with an intermediate fourth wave staring us in the face. Now, match up against what we have in terms of year end and balance of a great of earnings reports. It could present some conflict. So what else could be out there? Because that could take us right through. It could be a very quick intermediate fourth wave, still, coming back down there. And there are a lot of things that could really shock the market or shock the world. Particularly, we have within the United States, we got a big election coming up on November the 5th. All kinds of things can. I'm expecting volatility, good or bad. I'm expecting volatility, or good or bad, for depending on whom we're talking to, I suppose. But we've got an election. We have still a volatile situation now brewing on the Korean Peninsula. And he is threatening. Kim Jong-un, North Korea, is threatening with nuclear weapons. Kim Jong-un is actually now considered that he's sending troops to Ukraine to fight alongside of Russia. This is an escalation that actually moves the Ukraine conflict to a world war if Korea decides to enter on the side of Russia, because there would be no choice. Then, there's going to have to be, NATO will have to then join a war. And then you have a world war going on in Ukraine, the capability of that world war splintering and ending up, between Israel and Iran, which turns into a world war. So, just like you had World War II. I mean, there's all these things that are out there. I know I'm not going to postulate on any of them, But if we're considering what could really knock the whack out of a market, take all the bullish fervor out and have this market drop on its nose. So they're out there. Whether they're going to come in an intermediate four, and which would lessen the blow, I think, just be more reactive, and then suddenly it just kind of smooths itself out, or it becomes greater, and then we see a much larger correction. Right now, cards are not really signaling that. The charts aren't either. So I think we'll wait. Now, moving averages, I'm out here on the 4-hour chart, and they're all looking pretty good to me. All of them still angling higher. So I think we get finished with the intermediate third. We're not there yet. We have finish up minute wave 3, get a minute wave 4. And so within that, in the 4-hour chart, we're looking at, we're just finishing, well, we finished a third, a sub, right? These are minuet degree. So we're within minuet wave 5. That's to finish minute wave 3. And then we go into a minute fourth wave and minute fifth wave, and that then completes minute wave 5, completes minor wave 5, which then completes intermediate wave 3. So we still have more. And again, this all should come in. So where can we say for to complete the minute degree? I think we have 5920 to 5940. And that covers up to the minute degree. 100%. Wave 3 would be equal to wave 1. That's pretty much what we need to see. But it puts a little bit of pressure. It doesn't make that wave 3 would be the shortest wave. It would not. That would be equal to wave 1. So together they could be the shortest wave, but it wouldn't. So it does put a little pressure on wave 5. But then again, we could extend again. I'm looking for it possibly to complete, but 5967. So, but right now, 5920 to 5940. Let's see if we can't complete the minute third wave, come back down in a minute fourth wave, which would bring us back down to here, like 5,700 down to 5675, 70 in that area. So we got a little bit of a range, 5760 to 5660, we'll call it. And then that could put in the minute 4, and then we rally again. And that could happen, in my view, that could happen just between October and November, because it's really November up until the middle of December that we're seeing a powerhouse type of a thrust higher. So we still have a week, a couple of weeks before, we would be expected to rise back up into those levels to finish intermediate 3. So again, minute wave 3 complete, come back down in minute wave 4, go back up into minute wave 5, complete intermediate 3, come back down a little bit larger into this area, and go back up again in intermediate wave 5. Let's go over and take a look at the S&P. Look at the futures market. Sorry. So again, I'm just going to start in the 4. Everything stays the same up to that point. We're going to go here. It basically has the same levels, the same chart. Here is the minor fourth wave. We're in minor wave 5, of which we have 1, 2. We're inside the third. I had thought for a while that there was a possibility that the S&P, along with the NASDAQ, could be involved in a minor fifth wave diagonal. I believe that the cash market kind of set that straight for me of last week. And so I've changed the labeling here to reflect the same that I see in the S&P, in the cash. So minor wave 4, 1, 2, we're finishing up the third. And within that third, let me just change that. Let me do this, say no, turn it off. Within that third, we are again in a minuet, fifth wave up. And that again is the one that is now, we're extending a little bit. The third extended, so it's 1, 2, 3. I think the same thing we have is an A, a B, the possibility of a C wave. Again, we're not looking for much below here in the futures market, not much below 58.50, to be honest with you. We get a B wave that brings us back down to there, maybe a little bit lower. And then we rally back up in a sub minuet wave 5. And then again, we'd be looking here, 59.36. And that, and then 2618, if it really kind of goes through the roof, 59.83. Now, in a fifth wave, yes. So we have 3, 4 going up in a fifth wave. I'll be able to put fibs on it once it's done, once 4 is done, and then we'll see how high we can get up into this. So that's a fairly strong cluster. Now, this shows reflective for the minor third. That's just where the minor fifth, and that is just showing where minor wave 5 would be 1.882 times the length of minor wave 1. And we should find some resistance at 59.70. Now, whether the actual fifth wave comes in there, I doubt. Why? Because we're still in the minute 3. And we have minute 4 and then minute wave 5 before I can declare an end to that. So we look towards a level right above there then. And that's 2.618. I also can put in 2.0. So we have 62.76 on a futures market basis. That's possible. So we have here, and then we're going to take it down to structure. And I think we could be close. I think we could be very close. So depending on where this 3 ends up, and as long as we're going to maybe keep it under 59.50, 59.60, we come back down in a 4, go back up, then this level does become important to complete that minute wave 3, and then also we can go a little bit above it for minute wave 5. All are possible. So we have 2.618 again there. And then minute wave 5 completes minute wave 3. We have a 4 and a 5. We come back into a little bit same area above 6,000 then. Again, I do believe that we can, within this, before intermediate wave 3 is done. Now, intermediate wave 3, on basis the futures market, really does project up to as high as 62.40. Now, I think anywhere in between, that's where I'm going to go back to here and talk about the structure. So we got to walk through all of this. We still got a 3, a 4, and a 5 before then we're finishing that minor 5. We have 5 waves of minute degree. We're getting ready for the third, put in a 4, go back up in a 5. So these levels plus a little bit. So 59.95, that is where minute wave 3 would be the same. It would be equal to minute wave 1. Not the shortest, not the longest, but acceptable, 59.95. So that's right below 6,000. So yes, do I think we could go up and challenge it? Yes, as long as I know that what we're doing is a 3 and a 4 and a 5. This may still come into play, but it's going to be above it. Then we're looking at 6,000, 640, 650, and then we might be completing the intermediate wave 3. Again, this not done. This being done and then flipping up to the intermediate degree, right? So we have a 3 and a 4 and the 5 could be up here above 6,000. And then we're done with the intermediate wave 3 and we start to come back down. All right, moving averages here are also, I hope that wasn't too confusing. Sometimes I get confused on my own. Let's just kind of open this up a little bit. The 4-hour, they're looking pretty good. Let me go out to the daily. I gave it one more look here. The daily also looking very good. Everybody's still kind of heading. Look at the 8 heading strongly, the 20 heading strongly. So we might still correct. These will just go flat for a day maybe. And then we go back up. All right. The next Elliott Wave Daily will be on Monday, October the 21st.